Welcome to Kitek Technologies Private Limited. This is the demo of microwave test bench KMW-2009A series. These are the components of microwave test bench. It includes three major components, which are Klystron power supply, then gun power supply, and then we have VSWR meter. Now we will see Klystron power supply in detail. This is the front panel of Klystron power supply. It has two switches, power switch and HT switch. Before switch on this supply, keep this HT to off position. This beam voltage knob to fully anti-clockwise and this repeller voltage knob to fully clockwise. Now switch on this power supply. This is the 4-digit segments display to measure repeller and beam voltage and current. This is the meter scale to measure voltage, current and repeller. Now after switch on this power supply, switch on this HT. The meter scale is on voltage. It's showing the beam voltage. Beam voltage is range from 200 volt to 450 volt, which can be achieved with this potentiometer. This is beam current. When the output and load is connected, then we will get this beam current. Now this repeller voltage. This is from minus 280 volt to minus 10 volt and it can be achieved with this potentiometer. This is the output of this Klystron power supply. Now for modulation, we have this modulation switch. There are 4 types of modulation. Continuous wave, where no mode is modulation is selected, then amplitude modulation, then frequency modulation, and there is a provision for external modulation in which we can connect this external modulation signal to this external modulation VNC cable, and also an audio signal can be sent as modulating signal with the help of this mic. There is a provision for frequency and amplitude adjustment of amplitude modulation and frequency modulation. Now we will see the rear panel of this power supply. This is the selection switch for external and audio. Then there is a heater adjust, which is factory set and it not need to be changed, and this is the FM output. The next is gun power supply. It has 2 switch, power on off switch and mode selection switch. Before switch on this supply, keep this gun bias and pin bias knob to fully anti-clockwise direction. Now power on. Gun power supply. It has 4 mode: continuous mode, internal mode, audio mode and PC mode. Then 2 supply is given: gun supply, which is the volt range is from 0 to 10 volt, and gun bias is given for selection, and then pin supply, which is selected to pin modulator with the help of TNC cable, and pin bias knob is provided, and the modulation frequency. We can also give audio signal with the help of this audio input as a modulating signal. Now on the back side we have RS-232 for PC interface. The third major component is VSWR meter. This is the front panel of the meter, which has a power switch, then crystal switch to select the impedance, mode switch to select the modulation, and then SWR to select SWR and dV. Then we have this range. The range is from 0 to 60 dB, and we can select this with the help of this switch. Then we have coarse and fine adjustment for the gain in dB. There is the audio output to hear the audio signal which we can send from gun power supply or Klystron power supply. And then we have this input BNC connector to connect the modulation signal on this VSWR meter and measure its power. Now on the back panel we have this RS-232 PC interface, the output, and this is the adjust knob to adjust the PC data. Now switch on this VSWR meter. Press this power button. VSWR meter. There's the normal mode, then PC interface, and then audio mode. This is in dB and this is power. This is coarse adjustment and this is fine adjustment. Then we have this range selection. Also we have few other components such as this fan stand, Klystron mount, isolator, variable attenuator, DRF meter, detector mount, then waveguide stand, pin modulator, gun oscillator, match termination, movable shot, tunable probe, SS tuner, and this is Klystron tube.